You can download the software in the Russian section of pokerstrategy.com. The thread is called Hotkeys FT and it's located in the Poker Software section of the forum. You can also download it from the developer site, which is called pokerhelp.biz. The download link is in the top left menu of the site. When the archive is downloaded, just unpack it into any folder of your choosing. No installation is necessary, just start the executable file. The software welcomes us, then hides in the system tray and is ready to use. Let's start with simple stuff. Hotkeys FT lets us set up the frame's transparency and color, but not only that. When your tables are set up like this, without any intersections, it's sometimes hard to see which table is activated, and you never know on which table your hotkeys will be activated. So, in order to prevent this, we can set the frame to be much wider, just like this, and then we can choose any new color from the list, and we can also change its transparency. So even if your frame is very wide, you won't have any trouble with stats in this area. They won't be closed from you. And when any window is active, you'll see it right away. Hotkeys FT remembers the last 10 active windows. This is useful when you play with your tables stacked, and if, for example, another table is activated and the table you need is under it, or some advertising message appeared and you need to go back to that table, you can scroll back and forth within the last 10 active tables. While playing Rush Poker, this option helps you to switch between different tables without using your mouse. Okay, now about the other options. There's the universal betting feature. Whether you're on the blinds or not, depending on the street and the pot size, the software sets your bet size in the betting field based on the settings you provided earlier. All you need is push the bet button and your bet will be in the pot. If, for any reason, you can't use the standard bet sizing here, you can change its amount by pressing the corresponding hotkey again. And for this, the software has 6 predetermined hotkeys. So in the software, there are 6 standard bets based on pot size. There are also 5 different settings for bets in big blinds, like 2.5 or 3, and also the all-in hotkey. For those who like working with their mouse, there are 4 hotkeys for that. It's for the left button, the middle button, and 2 additional buttons. You can use mouse buttons as hotkeys with any of the standard functions. This can be folding, this can be betting, checking the sit out box when you want to get out of the table next hand, or you can also put some quick rebuys in there. By the way, if you are busted right before you do the rebuy, you'll get the default amount, the default buy-in, and if you do this before the pot actually goes to your opponent, you'll get a 20 big blind stack, which is good if you like playing by short stack strategy. In order to ensure that Hotkeys FT works properly, we need to set up the Poker Room software for this. We need to go to Options, Table Options, Chat, and select Everything. And one more thing about mandatory options. These zones, marked in red here, are not supposed to be closed by any layered windows, stats, and etc. in any way at any moment. You can use the default layout, or you can use any other layout listed in the Poker Room software client under the corresponding tab. And now let's talk about the other settings. So this here is the main options tab. You can choose to hear the sound if a hotkey is pressed, and hotkeys for such functions as pause, reload, and exit in the software. And we already talked about this. Those are frame options. You can choose frame color, frame width, and frame transparency here. So you can set it up in many ways. These are main action buttons: fold, call, and bet raise. You can enter any key that is most suitable for you. Below there are sit out options. You can sit out on the next big blind or on the next hand. And here you can also set any button you like. And there are already mentioned scrolling hotkeys, with which you can scroll within 10 last active tables. At the bottom there's an option to activate time bank automatically, and also if you like working with your mouse more, then it's the option to activate table only on mouse over. This can be useful while playing rush poker and making folds with the right mouse button, for example. So this could help you dramatically increase the speed of play. On the next tab you can see the betting options. There are bets based on the percentage of the pot. There are also fixed bets and universal bets. Here you can set any bet sizes using the percentage from the pot, and then you can set up hotkeys for them. Same principle applies to fixed bets. Here you have bet sizes in big blinds and the corresponding hotkeys. For each of those groups there is a separate auto bet features. When activated, it sends your bet to the pot immediately. The universal bet preflop can be set as a percentage from the pot bet. You can add some amount in big blinds if you need. And also we can add something for small blinds or big blinds. Post-flop options are simpler. There is only percentage of the pot on flop, turn or river. If for some reason you don't like this great option, you can just deactivate it. The next tab is for miscellaneous options. Here you can find buttons which can be assigned to mouse controls. For every mouse button you can assign any hotkey within the list, and when you press the corresponding mouse button, the assigned hotkey will be activated. In the middle here there's layout box. If you use default or compatible layouts, you have nothing to worry about. This layout is activated in the software by default. The last option is for Hotkeys FT 1.0 version. It's a quick rebuy option. If you add this and press the hotkey, it will take you less than half a second to rebuy. If you press OK, you'll save all the changes, and if you don't want to save them, just press the X to close the window. That's basically it. Play with comfort and good luck at the tables.